one and all, and welcome back to more Let's Play Zero Escape, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. God, that's a long title. I am the Max of Few Trades. In the last part, we went off on a new path, as it were, and I hung out with Santa, June, and Lotus a lot. They had a bunch of interesting stories about non-melting ice and dog telepathy and bookmarks and all that other nonsense. I don't know what the hell to tell you about any of that. But now I have made it back to another impasse, and I gotta go through another door that I had not gone through before. I'm going to go, considering that I know what something is going to be possible if I go through door 3. We're not gonna go through door 3. We're gonna save that one for later. Instead, we're gonna go through the much more clear-cut and simple option of door 8. That's what I choose.
I think I'm gonna go with door 8.
That's what we're gonna do!
Okay, 8 it is. Yeah. Alright then. That means June's gotta go through 7.
What? Why?
Because of all of the numerical stuff. Digital roots. Get with the picture.
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain.
The 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind. There are only 3 ways we can do it.
Plan A.
3, 5, and 8 go through 7. And 4, 6, and 7 go through 8.
Makes sense. Plan B.
4, 5, and 7 go through 7. And 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
I'm incredibly curious as to, like, if I did say door 3, then how do? Because it seems like that's not actually an option. I'm very curious about that. We'll find out in due time, of that I'm sure. Plan C.
3, 6, and 7 go through 7. And 4, 5, and 8 get 8.
Either way, 3 is just simply not an option. No one may ever go through that door.
There are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors.
Ain't that a bummer?
Get it now?
As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up at the corners of her eyes.
Oh no. You're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
I mean, how long did it take for the other one? Not a lot. And actually, this will take even less time. There's only gonna be like a single escape room before we all meet back up again. It ain't even gonna be a thing. I mean, I guess unless I end up going down whatever this pathway is, in which case, yeah, I don't really know what to tell you on that one. That one might lead to I don't even know what, but we'll see, we'll see. Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
I for the briefest of moments, I was confused because I thought he was implying that these two personally had split up, whereas in this particular timeline, no. In this sequence of events, not so much.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Yeah, I'm aware that we're mostly hearing the same stuff that we had before, but we're just gonna have to get through it in order to move on to the new stuff. Don't worry about it.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here.
Bow, bow, bow.
Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now.
That's a weird thing to be on top of, but yeah.
I'm sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing, for she knew nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently upon her shoulder.
It's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
And I'm going to say that we're going to experience a much different ending than the one we had last time. Hopefully better. June bit her lip and gave... I mean... The bar is pretty low. I feel like that had to have been the worst possible ending. Yeah, we'll see. June bit her lip and gave her an almost imperceptible nod.
Promise?
Yeah, sure, why not? Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment.
You guys are done, right?
Yeah, we get it. You're a butt. No one cares. He stretched and continued.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8.
Alrighty
No
then.
problems with that, Clover.
No matter what, I seem to be on a path with her, and I am mildly worried about that. I'm hoping that things don't go the way they did before. Clover looked away and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
All right, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked through door 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed to door 8. This is just the path of Lotus, it seems. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Then, Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall we go?
I suppose so. Not a lot of options available to me, really. Alright, let's see what everybody went through in this place.
It's open.
A narrow hallway stretched out before them.
Okay.
Hurry!
Friggin' run! Lotus and Clover leapt through the door like gazelles. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelets had been activated. You then decided to turn heel and just let them explode. No. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, I would never, ever do that. He stopped. He looked to his left, toward door 7. June stood there, a mere image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him, and then everyone freaking yelled at them for wasting time.
Jumpy.
They nodded. Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds.
What are you doing?
Yep, alright, there we go. Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. Ow. He heard the sound of the number door slam shut behind him. Alright, where's the dead? His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead. Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could. She is very, very fast. Alright, there we go. That wasn't nearly as... I don't know, dreadful.
Stopped.
I don't know, that or suspenseful. There we go. There was very little suspense with that one. It's just like, there it is, use it. All right, boom. With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm, aloof perhaps.
Pointless.
Yeah. She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity.
What an unpleasant girl.
She's been through some things, okay?
I bet she's not very popular with the boys.
I mean, does that have any bearing to do with anything? What? Who cares? Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake.
I feel like pairing anybody with anybody at this juncture wasn't the greatest of ideas, but we don't have a lot of options, so here we go.
No, I better catch up to them.
After taking a moment to catch his breath, I mean, we did the other door. Clover just got in a big kerfuffle with 7. It was just a mess, all right? It's just gonna keep happening. So, which path am I down
That's a
now?
dead end.
Let's see. Oh, okay. All right. This is the path I'm down now. Then, yeah, I guess it would make sense that seeing as how door 3, the most interesting of all the doors, would end up doing that. That makes sense to me. Yeah. Okay. Fair. Very, very fair. The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a big old dead end.
The door on the left, though.
Then it's not a dead end now, is it? There's a door. For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. It's a laboratorium. Above the door was a plate with the words laboratory engraved on it.
Laboratory?
Oh, that doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place.
I am not a fan of science or the things that it is known to do.
Me either. There
Apparently.
aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices.
What's wrong with a laboratory?
Junpei,
Huh?
please. You first.
Yeah, sure, alright. Junpei suspected politeness was motivated by something other than respect. Or her politeness was motivated by something, yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, right, I'm the expendable one, whatever. Junpei muttered to himself and pushed open the iron door. Which is weird, because it didn't seem like there was anything to put his fingers around. But, there you go. Surface tension, perhaps. His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room, it became clear that there was no imminent danger. No giant robots with gigantic chain guns to mow them down. Lotus followed him, and Clover just kind of sort of sauntered in. I see a sink! The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into that wall made it possible to see into the other side of the division.
No, I think the window looks into another room.
You think?
Maybe it's for monitoring something.
Junpei walked to the window and looked through.
What the hell?
He wasn't sure what else to say. Ah, well, that's all kinds of weird. In the center of a room shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table.
It looks so creepy.
I mean, not really. You should have saw the dummies in the other room I was in. Anyway, Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus came up next to him.
It's kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery.
This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on.
That's much more likely.
Ooh,
It's creepy either way.
Very Frankenstein's monster-esque.
Don't think that thing's gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you?
That would be stupid.
well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong button, I don't know.
Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying.
Yeah, you'll get over it. She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hands white.
Wait, where's Clover?
Oh, you know her, just kind of wandering. She was still standing near the entrance of the room. She was looking for jagged objects. She enjoys those. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow
What
sad.
is she?
There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her, and as kindly as he could spoke,
Are you okay?
or as he could spoke, Clover looked
What are
away.
you talking about?
What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
All right, cool, we're doing this now.
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
All right then, don't count on her to be useful.
Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Clover bit her lip and was silent for a moment.
Junpei, you just don't get it!
Started screaming at me. Her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled backward a few steps, alarmed.
My brother's not the kind of person who just leave me behind!
Uh-huh.
Something happened to him!
I am well aware.
Something bad.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus jolted from her mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice turned toward them.
What happened?
What do you mean, what happened? Oh, God. Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei.
Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
All right, whatever. I'm used to solving puzzles by myself anyway. Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk quickly away.
Hey, wait, Clover! Hold on! That way is...
I told you to leave me alone!
Okay! Message received. You might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway.
Clover, watch out above you!
And that's what happens. And without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a... portcullis? Alright, that's a new one for me. Sealing Clover in.
What the heck? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's almost like not listening to people is stupid. Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could. For some reason, she thought that would do something.
Hang on. I'll get it open.
Oh, for crying out. You'll never do it on your own.
Yeah, okay, well, I've done everything on my own up to this point. Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but yeah, no, that was never gonna work.
Damn it! It's not moving.
It's almost like it probably needs a button or something.
Wait! Are you gonna give up? Just like that?
I don't know, you seemed pretty good at it.
No, I'm not giving up. This has got to be another one of Zero's puzzles.
I'm probably being way too harsh. I should probably dial it back.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Junpei nodded.
That's what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it.
All right, well, what if all three of us had ended up going through it and getting stuck on that side? Then we probably would have been doomed.
Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Oh, all right, now you're cooperative. Cool. Now she doesn't want to be quiet. Ain't that fun? All right, let's see if we can figure out how to get the hick and heck out of this place. All right, technically, one room. Technically. All right, what do we got? What do we got? We got big ol' iron bars. Junpei, do something, please. Yeah, wow, all right. Not like that wasn't the main goal to begin with. All right, let's see. I don't know what kind of table this is, but part of it's all black. There's a pen lying on here. I think someone probably used it to make the table black. Huh. Well, if they only used the pen on one part of it, there's probably something underneath all that pen. Underneath all that pen? What? Clover, do you think you could erase it? Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, sure. Oh, this is a permanent marker. Junpei, do you know how to erase ink from a permanent marker? Erase ink from a permanent marker, huh? Well, it's by definition permanent, so no. Yeah, give me just a minute, Clover. I'll be right back. I'm sure I'll find some sort of chemical agent or something. I don't know. Is this like an examination table? There's a creepy mannequin in here, guys. I think it's gonna eat my face. I think this thing is a monitor for whatever experiment they were running here. There's a bunch of stuff on here like, I don't know, resistance value and voltage. The power's off, so there's nothing on it right now. I wonder what this is. The thing here looks like a voltmeter because I know what those are. And is this the control for that? There's so many dials. Why don't you try turning one of them? Nope, nothing. There's no power here, guys. And I turned the dial a whole bunch, but yeah, man, ain't nothing. Even if I turned all the switches on, nothing happens. All right, well, look at that sink. Wonder what they washed here. Probably blood. There are these weird colored stains all over the sink. Those are the stairs I just came down. The bars and the gate are just above me. I am regretting many of my life choices. Anything under the stairs? No? All right. It's a rack. There are a bunch of cables on it. Somebody cut the outer stuff of the cables. I can see the wires inside. It's pretty neat, actually. All right. That seems to be all that I can think of on that front. Oh, God, there are so many of these things. All right, well, these have green. Hello. Ethanol. Ethanol. I wonder if this is for antisepsis. Oh, it says anhydrous ethanol. Androgynous? No. Is that different from the regular ethanol? Come on, that's common knowledge. No, it's not. It is a powerful cleaner. It can even erase marks left by a permanent marker. Oh, well, that's extraordinarily convenient that you would say that exact sequence of words. All right, hang on. Let me toss this down over to you. Yeah, hang on. Boom. Part of the table's been colored over with a bunch of stuff. If I could find something that could get rid of the ink, I could hand it to Clover through the bars. Oh, all right, fair enough. Hey, yo, Clover. Clover, use this ethanol. You should be able to wipe off that permanent ink with it. What am I gonna wipe with? Oh, your clothes, I would imagine. Haha, kidding, just kidding. Please don't look at me like that, you're scaring me. All right, so cool. You need to find a cloth or a paper or something. This is the computer. The power isn't on. Oh, there is a power button. This is a waste of time. You're a waste of time. What? I don't see a power cable. Oh, yeah, you're right. No power cable. This thing isn't even connected to a main computer, though. Yeah, it's got a monitor, keyboard, and mouse, but that's it. Just sticking the power cable in isn't going to do anything. Oh, I don't know about that. All right, cool. Let's see. These lockers are a little larger than the ones on top. Let's see if there's anything useful in here. And no, nothing. All right, cool. A whole bunch of steel lockers. The 9 on the right all have little red lights on them. Red lights, huh? Well, can't hurt to give these babies a try, except red lights. That means there's locked. Yep, just as I thought. Loctite, all 9 of them. I wonder if there's anything important in there. I don't know. Can I open up any of these other ones? Well, I guess that's all there is. Just out of all 9, there was only a single thing. They're cardboard boxes. There's some papers and stuff in them. What's in the boxes? Papers and stuff. They look quite full. As far as I can tell, it's a bunch of notes of, oh God, well, whatever it was. Experiments, but it's all really technical and stuff. I don't really get it. All right, cool. The hands on the clock have stopped moving. The clock may stop, but time goes on. No time to screw around. We need to figure out a way out of here. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know how we could use any of these. Well, I can say for sure that I do know how to use at least one of these things. Which one? The one on top. I think it's a power cable. The power cable, huh? I'll take that. This is definitely a power cable. Do you remember if we ran into anything that didn't have power? Yeah, I did. Anyway, there are 2 levers here. Do you think they activate something? Oh, why don't you move one? All right, I'll give it a try. The answer is no. Nope, doesn't look like anything's happened. This is a keyhole. This looks like a keyhole for the activation key. Fascinating, that. I think this thing's supposed to power that machine in the other room. Well, it doesn't appear to be doing that. Wonder how we're supposed to turn it on. This is a really old type of keyboard. It makes big old click, clack, clack noises when you use it. It's just the craziest styles, let me tell you. All right, so, I mean, I've got a power cable, and I guess Lotus did say she wasn't so certain that plugging a power cable into it wouldn't be a good idea, so here I go. Doesn't have a power cable, so one end of this cable needs to be connected to a monitor, and the other needs to plug into the under the desk. All right, let's just slip you in. Oh, shoot, I can't use this. What's wrong? Oh, it's a European-style power cable. This cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. It's not gonna fit is what I'm saying. In other words, we're gonna need a plug to change the power cable to one with 2. Oh, great, we need a converter. How the hell are we supposed to find one of those? You can't find those in good circumstances. All right, well, damn. Literally nothing is ever easy. I stand for various pieces of equipment. Some of them might be useful, but some of them might also be piles of butts. Let's see. Could you look at all those cables? Hey, Clover, how are the power cables over there? Eh? What do you mean? Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go look. Guess she does have to kind of crouch down to get a look under there. The cable on the monitor has, it's got 2 of those little metal things. What does that mean? That's it! Okay, can you unplug that cable and bring it over here? Okay, but, well, I can unplug it, but it's connected to the main computer. I can't take it over to you. Damn, and that's no good then. Well, how about just the plug? The plug. Well, maybe more like a, connector? It's the sort of thing that makes the plug with 3 metal thingies into a plug with 2 metal thingies. Still useless? You knew a bunch of other stuff, but you can't understand prongs? That's just weird. Not useless! Not useless at all! That's just what we were looking for. Oh, okay. Can you hold on for a little bit? And back down she goes. All right, unplugged. I'll hand it to you over at the bars, okay? All right, give me that thing. Anyway, could you wipe off that ink? Look, Clover, right now at this moment, you're the only person we can depend on. I want the thing though. With this, Giggle, you trust me. I feel kind of special. Can I have that? Can I have the thing now? Oh, and she's just wandering around the table. I don't even think she knows we're calling her. But you said you'd give me the thing by the bars. Clover, I need the thing. Clover is holding the 2-prong plug, but she's just wandering around the table. I think she's forgotten about the plug. What? What am I don't know, you know? There are a bunch of cords hanging from the bottom of it. Jeez, this is a lot of cords. Looks like they all go over here into the mannequin's head. So the device and the mannequin are connected. What the hell were they doing in there? Oh man, back when this laboratory was active, that wasn't a mannequin in there, I bet. It was a real live human on that table. I wonder what... Nah, no, I don't want to think about that. All right, go up the damn stairs. No, not what I wanted. Clover, can you use, huh? Soak it in ethanol and then use it to wash off all the stuff from the permanent marker, okay? Right, okay. I gotta soak the cloth with ethanol? What? I didn't realize there was a cloth in... All right, whatever. Well, she's got the cloth, but she seems to be having a little trouble with the bottle of ethanol. When she's ready, I should ask her to get to work on that stuff on the table. Okay, can she do either of those things, please? Clover! What the crap? How do I make her do anything? Soak the cloth in ethanol and... There. Junpei, it's working! It's wiping the permanent ink off. Eh? There's some kind of weird drawing under all the permanent ink. What's the deal with that drawing Clover found? Maybe I should ask her to take another look at the table. Yeah, please do. I wonder what this is. There are a bunch of numbers in some kind of grid. I can see it. I can't see it from here. Clover, you've got a pen and a notebook, right? Could you write those numbers down and then hand them to me through the bars? Okay, roger. All right, cool. Now that you have 2 things that you need to hand to me, could you do either? Here, Junpei. I wrote down all the numbers from the desk on here. Thank you. All right, Clover's note. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There is no 5. I see. All right, well, noted. Can I also have that cable now? Here you go, 2-prong plug. Jesus, that was weird. You need to get the paper first before you can get the plug. Thank you. God damn. All right, now we combine. Give me the thing. Okay, put the 2-prong plug onto the thingamadoo with the thingamagah, and boom shakalaka boom boom. Science and all that other good stuff. All right, now where's that computer? There it is. All right, got the 2-prong power cable. Blah, blah, blah. Pretty sure this will work. Not guaranteed, but pretty sure. Under the desk I go. I'll just plug this thingy into the other thingy, and all right, there you go. All right, let's turn the power on. I don't think anything's gonna happen. Why not? It's not connected to the main computer. You never know until you try. Pretty optimistic. Very unusual for you. Junpei pushed the button on the front of the monitor.
Oh, that worked.
With a soft hum, it turned on. Egads! Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the screen. He had hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this.
Huh? It's running on its own?
It certainly looks like it.
Isn't that kinda weird?
Isn't everything about our situation weird?
What?
Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So, why is it working?
Maybe it's a wireless display.
Clearly, this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus.
A wireless display?
Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly. Hence the name.
Ingenious!
Have you been living in a cave, Junpei?
I've been living in a lot of things. What's it to you? He most certainly had not, but the words stung all the same.
Is that normal?
Yes, at least where I worked.
Oh.
What is it exactly your line of work? You said you're not a dancer despite your outfit.
Oh, it stopped.
Pass with a colon.
Looks like we need to enter a password.
Again? There must be a hint around here somewhere.
I have numbers on a grid.
Could you go take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do?
Literally nothing. It's kind of my thing.
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
On your own?
Yep, on my own.
Lotus?
Lotus pulled over the nearest chair and dropped herself down onto it in front of the keyboard. For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneaded her hands, knuckles popping, and twisted her back left then right.
All right. Let's kick some ass.
I guess she knows computers. Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Oh! Then, before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at an incredible speed. The click-clack of the keys running together like machine gun fire. That is very, by far and away, definitely not what Junpei is looking at right now. I can see his line of sight, and it's not looking at her hands.
Wait, what?
Junpei was, for once, at a loss for
Didn't
words.
expect that, did you?
Of course I didn't. You're typing so fast, I can't even see your fingers.
Yeah, because that's totally what you're looking at again. All right, now, at least he's... There we go. Lotus grinned, pleased with herself.
Well, at any rate, you're pretty amazing.
Did you fall for me again?
Again?
Whoa, what do you mean again?
Yeah.
I'm not into you.
I know. Don't be so stubborn, shy boy.
I am not being stubborn, I am not shy, and I am not a boy.
I mean, any number of those things could be true.
I am a young, healthy, 21-year-old man.
I mean, that's still basically a boy. And again, they said that Lotus... I mean, people are insulting Lotus that she's old. Is that just in the sense, like... Then again, it was 7 that called her old. So, God, I don't even know, man.
I'm not gonna fall for an old lady like you.
Oh, boy. Suddenly, the guttural roar of a furious animal filled the room. Or so Junpei thought for just a moment. How old is she supposed to be? I assure you, she's not drawn to be it. Lotus's hand suddenly stopped and her shoulders stiffened.
Old lady. Did you just say old lady?
Ah, crap, thought Junpei. I went too far. Ah, well, it was a nice life while it lasted.
I've had enough of you. Go somewhere else. You're bothering me.
What?
Go see if you can find a password hint or something. I'll try and open this from here. You're distracting me. Go. Now.
Well, she didn't punch you. That's something. Lotus waved her hand into the universal gesture of dismissal. Junpei was clearly not
Fine.
wanted.
I guess I'll go.
Time to cut my losses, Junpei thought, and left as quietly and inoffensively as he could. Junpei wandered around the room for a while, looking for anything that might help find the password for the computer. Unfortunately, ain't got nothing. What was it that she typed?
Nothing. No clues whatsoever.
If she needed a password to get into the thing, like, what was the typing really going to accomplish? Again, she was just showing off, I guess.
Clover didn't find anything useful in the laboratory either. Damn. Looks like we've hit a dead end this time.
Damn, guess we're screwed. But just as he was about to tell Lotus that his search had returned nothing.
All right. Bullseye. Junpei, I did it.
Someone did something! Excited cheering erupted from near the monitor.
What?
He hurried back to find Lotus looking rather smug.
Let me see.
She gestured for him to look at the screen, and he did. The strange text from before was gone, and in its place was something entirely different. 9 squares arranged in a 3x3 square.
What is that?
I don't have any idea. It just showed up after I cracked the password.
All right.
You think it's a puzzle?
She just kind of figured it out on her own. All right. Now I can definitively 100% no longer say that Junpei has done everything. The joke is dead.
Certainly looks like one.
As she spoke, Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna... I don't know, do more computer stuff?
No, I can't do anymore. It won't let me do any more programming. See? The keyboard. Nothing. So, there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
I mean, I'm not gonna complain. You managed to figure out the password. I wasn't ever gonna be able to do that.
What?
Let me take a break, all right? I did my part.
Well...
You can't say she didn't. Also, you insulted her. It wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. I shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself.
Yes, you're right. Thanks, Lotus.
No problem. Make sure you know when you should thank people.
Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else.
I mean, that really was like the first instance of somebody else like really being helpful. Junpei, I mean, I guess other than occasional, information, Junpei's the one who's actually been physically doing everything. Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen. Oh god, is this one of those things where if you hit the thing, all of the surrounding things change? It totally is. That blows, man. Alright, hang on. I want to just try something really quick. So when I press one of the panels, the colors of the ones next to it switch. Looks like there's some text here. All panels green equals unlock. Restriction, no more than 4 attempts. Will automatically reset after failure. In other words, I have to get all the panels green in less than 4 tries. Well, ain't that incredibly lucky. Alright, thank you. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So basically those 3 corners, then the middle. Gotcha. Let's see if that's good enough. Maybe I should run over the instructions? No, let's not. Instructions are for stupid nerds. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's interesting that they would just flat out give you the answer like that. Usually it would be just like, oh, well, have fun figuring that out. Because it's like the worst. Other than slider puzzles, that's like the worst. Like the complete and utter worst. Dang it, there's a speckle on my monitor and it wouldn't come off. All right. I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, it did. Sounded like something unlocking. Where did it come from? And where did it go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Ooh, lockers. Hey, look, the lights on the lockers are green. Then we must have unlocked it with a computer puzzle. And we're only gonna open up the one in the middle. It's some random stuff. There's more than one key in here. This one is small and looks like it goes into some sort of machine. And this one has the Earth symbol on it. I think the Earth symbol matches a keyhole in the door on A deck. Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now. All right then, Earth key. I'll just tuck you away deep in my pocket. Now, as far as the other key is concerned, an activization key. Woo, it's spinning. It's spinning. Anyway, I know what to do. It was just at that moment that he heard a voice from behind him. It was Clover.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute?
I have literally nothing but those. What up? He put the puzzle aside for the moment and walked over to Clover.
What's up?
Well, never mind.
Oh, okay.
Hey, hold on a minute. What does...
Sorry. Just forget about it. It's nothing.
You made me get up from my thing, go all the way over here, talk to you, and you're not even gonna say anything. Before he could say anything else, she spun around and ran back down the stairs.
What the hell was that?
Ugh. After waiting a few minutes to see if she would return, Junpei sighed, shook his head, and went back to searching. Alright, that was random. Anyway, boom, boom. This key! The shape sure makes it seem like it goes to this machine. Alright, turning it on. Woo, it's glowing! We got them tandy colors going for us. Alright, the monitor's on now, and it's full of letters. And it's showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Emergency system will activate in the event of abnormal subject behavior. Okay. Tapping on this keyboard isn't doing squiggity squat. Alright, well, that's my way of basically being told that power has been restored. Junpei, this thing in here is on now. Yeah, that's because we activated the power over on this side. Could you, like, play with it a little? Okay, yeah. I'll turn this dial here. Turn. Yeah, I don't think it's working. Nothing happened. Well, maybe she missed something. I should ask her to look around the room again. All right, what about this thing? This is the monitor. There are a whole lot of cables under this table. Yeah, but that's, what? That's not no damn monitor. That ain't no damn monitor. Something's sticking out of the mannequin's head, like wires or something. What the hell were they doing in there? Why is she all quiet now? They were doing experiments on humans. Probably. Oh, man. Now she looks sad. Question mark? All right, nothing. Maybe if you increase the voltage? Roger, will do. Okay, gonna go all the way to the max voltage. Max voltage? Hey, whoa, wait, Clover. Ah, shucky ducky. Uh-oh. I think I might have doomed us all. now that man's head's on fire. Oh my god! The mannequin's head is on fire! Oh, well, that sounds like a fire alarm. What the hell? Fire detected. Fire detected. The emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. Do you think that opened the door? It did not. Damn, the gate's still shut. That didn't do nothing. All right, well, I can leave. Junpei, look at the light. Yeah, it's green. The emergency system is activated and disabled the lock. Now we can save Clover. Oh, all right. Junpei, come on, kid, jump. She's safe. Oh man, that smoke is some serious business. Time to close this door again, I think. All right, have fun with that. Clover, are you okay? Are you hurt? Cough, cough. Damn, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Aha, cough. Of course I'm not all right. What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? It took me like 12 seconds. I was almost dead. You're welcome. I was going as fast as I could. You two can do this later. Right now, we need to get the hell out of here. That fire's not going to stay in that room forever. All right, well, I guess we'll just leave this room on fire then. Yeah, I guess that's just the solution. All right, sure. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them.
Whew, thank God we got out of there.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the majority of the ship is made out of metal. It's not likely to burn.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, yeah.
All three collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest, and his whole body felt weak. Right, and soon we'll be back onto the main path. And once we are, I'll choose yet another door. He inhaled gulps of clean air, and with each one, he could feel his body begin to calm down.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
They nodded to each other and started off down the hallway. Before long, they found a few new doors, but all of them were locked.
Damn, none of these open. They're all locked.
So inconsiderate.
How about that one?
And the final door sat in a corner of the hallway.
Let's hope this is the door with the prize.
Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when a voice cried out from behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he still recognized it. There was no doubt the voice belonged to...
Jumpy!
Huh?
No, it belonged to June, not Jumpy. He spun around. There, at the other end of the hall, Junpei saw human figures running towards him. It was a whole assortment of people. 3 of them, in fact.
Santa! 7!
We were separated for such a small amount of time. They stopped short in front of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air.
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
What? But we didn't...
Before he could finish, Clover spoke.
Hey guys, could you come take a look at this?
It's time for maps, yo! She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found.
Hey, on the wall.
It's a map.
A map of the ship's interior?
Quick question. All right, yeah. So I actually jumped one to that. All right. Oh, man, how different do you wager things are actually going to be? I wonder. I don't want to disregard anything or deprive you guys of any stuff.
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then?
Probably.
Door 7.
And it all leads back around into one big place.
Yeah, isn't that what I said?
No, it isn't. You didn't say anything since we got
We
here.
are going to be split up permanently till we find door 9.
I mean, okay, yes, that in that regard.
We might
Whatever.
get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9.
You did say that. All right, this is all the same stuff as before. Good times, good crimes.
Oh.
You've got to be kidding me.
And now we're going to go back into that big room, and then we're going to do the thing, and we're going to do the thing with, I guess, the paper ballots and what have you. Is it just me, or was that an incredibly easy escape room? All right, well, whatever. Point is, I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead. If anything exceptionally new shows up, you guys will see it. Don't worry. So just give me a moment. Alrighty, we're back. Okay, nothing new of any note really happened. It was pretty much exactly how it played out before. Alright, so we went through door 1, we sure did, and we've learned our lesson, so we're not going with that one. It took him less than a second to run the numbers. He opened the 7th piece of paper and spoke.
The last one is I want to go through.
We're going to be going through this time door 6.
I want to go through door 6.
I went the way that I did before, and I don't know, I feel mildly safer with Santa and June. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that one. Junpei flipped open the piece of paper. Then again, I guess I don't got anything against Seven or Lotus either. But then again, I didn't think Clover was gonna go absolutely ham with a damn axe at any point either. Who knows, man? Anybody can go crazy, I suppose. Ugh. Anyway, I'm going through 6. Of course it did. He'd written it after all.
That's a problem.
June spoke barely above a whisper, but they all knew what she'd
None
said.
of these teams will be able to go through the doors they want.
Too bad. So sad.
Clover and I chose door 1.
Lotus and I chose door 2.
That's not enough people to open a numbered door, however.
The digital routes don't match up either.
We've got similar problems. Junpei and I want to go through door 6, but our digital route is 5. If we're gonna open that door, we need a 1.
Dang it, I didn't do any math. Who knows who I'm ending up with?
Damn, what are we gonna do now?
What are we going to do?
Junpei crossed his arms and did his best to put his thoughts in order. The others followed suit, but with little result. Eventually, Clover broke the silence, and I was intimidated by that fact.
Why don't Seven and Lotus go through door 1 with me?
Her face was cold and flat, as was her voice, but her logic was sound. Seven and Lotus looked at each other. 7, 8, 4, 19. That makes 1. Boom, boom, boom. First problem resolved, they spoke up.
What about me?
Isn't that obvious? Wasn't one of the teams just complaining that they didn't have a 1?
You mean I should join Santa's team?
Alrighty then. Assuming he's actually down for that. Clover nodded, her voice still cold and emotionless. Look, as long as I ain't with Clover, I'm gonna feel alright. until proven otherwise. Her attitude and posture could not have been more different than the energetic girl of only a few hours before. No one seemed ready to contradict her. Her response was understandable given the horrible situation in which she had found herself, but even so...
I understand. I'll go through door 6 then.
Alrighty.
If we do as Clover has suggested, we can all pass through a numbered door and no one will be left behind.
Yay!
This seems to be the most reasonable solution.
3, 6, 5, 1 equal 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6, yo.
Lotus, what do you guys think?
We ain't happy about it, but here we
I
go.
don't have a problem with it.
I cannot stress this enough. Don't let anybody pick up an axe!
Me either.
All right then, we're good to go.
See you later.
Wait, Clover! Don't move on your own.
Oh, I'll be going too then.
Yeah, be careful.
Like, in so many ways, be careful.
We should get going as well.
And then we did. At last, Junpei and the other 6 had managed to separate themselves into 2 teams. Clover, 7, and Lotus headed to A deck, where door 1 was, near the main staircase. Junpei, June, Ace, and Santa, however, took the elevator to E deck. Alrighty. And that puts me where exactly? Ah, down this path. Ah, delightful, delightful. Then again, I guess that makes sense. Door 3 really is its own whole beast, ain't it? Very curious about what this is all about, though. We'll see soon enough.
This is E deck.
Sure
There
is.
should be a door at the end of the hall.
All right, let's go.
I mean, we literally checked, June, so I don't know why you wouldn't think we... All right, whatever. Santa's words jolted them to action, and they stepped out of the elevator into a long, straight hallway. Behold, 6. Before long, they arrived in front of the door. You know, if you were upside down, it would be the 9 door. So, you know, maybe if we all go if we go through this door upside down, we'll get to leave. Science.
Here it is. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Then let's get to it.
One by one, they put their palms over the red. There you go. With a soft electronic noise, it's authenticated each of them. All of them have been authenticated. Good times. The door opened, and all at once, the 4 of them leapt through it.
Hey, I found it. It's right there.
Fortunately, the dead was located easily enough. This one had been placed quite close to the door they'd entered through, so that's handy. They gathered around it quickly and hurried, placed their palms on it for authentication one by one. Nifty.
It stopped.
Ain't nobody blowing up today.
Yes, it stopped.
You say that as if you were expecting it to not. The countdown had ceased, but Junpei's heart was still pounding in his chest like a frantic, thunderous drum. It felt as though it might shake itself up and out of his throat.
I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
Deja vu! I have heard this dialogue before.
You got that right. Once I'm out of this hellhole, I'm taking a nice long vacation.
Way down in Kokomo.
I agree.
With that, the doom and gloom from before was done, and the mood turned somewhat lighter.
All right, let's go.
With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. So I guess the path I've walked on this one is a very June and Santa-centric one, I'm noticing. He jogged down the stairs at the end of the hallway and found himself staring at a large door.
This door looks heavy.
But it's not locked. I'm opening it.
He took hold of the bar that served as his doorknob and shoved it down. The room beyond stopped him in his tracks. It was gargantuan and made entirely of metal. None of the accents of wood or tile he'd seen in the rest of the ship. This room was purely functional, but utterly tremendous.
Whoa, what the hell is this?
The engine? Maybe. Santa got out a few words before awe stole the rest of them. The rest were too stunned to offer anything more than gasps.
This has to be the biggest room so far. The ceiling is pretty high, too.
Huh. Could be 2 stories, maybe even more.
God, I hope it's not all puzzle.
This space could be utilizing the entire length of the ship.
What's that huge Kamaboko-looking building in the middle?
The frickin' hell is a Kamaboko? Jun pointed to the massive building in the center.
Boko? Well, I guess that's as good of a description of it as any.
Oh, hell no, we ain't playing that way. What the hell is a Kamaboko? You think I'm gonna go ahead and not know what a Kamaboko is after you say that? Kamaboko. What's a Kamaboko? Kamaboko is a type of cured surimi, a processed seafood product common. It's those little things that you see in the ramen and the animes. What? So what? It's shaped like a tube? What kind of okay, you could have just said tube. Junpei and the others were standing on scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. The proper term was catwalk, Junpei thought, although that didn't seem particularly important.
I see stairs, so we may as well head over to them.
Yeah, but this section's barely wide enough to fit 1 person.
Then we'll go one at a time.
You're right.
Nearby was a long iron staircase that made its way eventually to the floor beneath them.
Whoa, you can't even tell the shape when you're this close.
Let's check out the other side, too.
They moved around toward the opposite side of the massive building, following the catwalk. They hadn't said much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up.
This looks to be the steam engine room.
That's kind of what I figured. I don't remember. What door did everybody end up going through when I ended up going that way, I wonder? I do not know.
The steam engine room?
Yes, that thing that looks like a cross-section of a mushroom is the boiler.
Why is everybody's comparing stuff to food?
You see the 3 round doors near the bottom? Coal is put into those and burned, which heats the water, producing steam.
Which makes the boom boom goom goom, you dig?
The same thing that drives a steam engine. This one is simply somewhat larger.
I see.
It doesn't appear to be running right now.
The entire room was as silent as the grave.
Right, let's split up.
Then all of a sudden, Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned just in time to see June collapse to her knees. But not again!
Hey, what's wrong? Are you all right?
He dashed toward her and wrapped his arm around her shoulders to steady her.
Hey, June.
It was then that he noticed.
Jumpy.
Oh, you're really warm.
Your fever's back with a vengeance!
Is your fever coming back?
Yes, it probably is, but I'm fine. Please, don't worry about me.
Worrying about you is like at least 75% of Junpei's entire
I
personality.
just need to rest, and I'll be fine.
Her voice was weak and forced, and it said a great deal more than her words did.
Okay, here, sit down, careful.
Junpei carried her to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall as she no longer had the strength to support it and drew a ragged breath.
Thank you.
Her eyes were empty, as if she was having trouble focusing them, and even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball itself into a fist and clenched tight, his knuckles whitening. He had to find a way out, and quickly. He turned to look at Ace and Santa in turn.
Ace, Santa.
Yes.
Right.
They might not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern.
Right. Let's get started.
Let's
Hang in
freaking
there,
go!
June. I'm gonna get you out of here real soon.
She managed a small nod before leaning back to rest her head on the wall. Oh dear God, but this place seems so big. It seems so big, though. Oh, I don't like any of this mess. This is bad times for me. Bad times for you, boy. All right. I don't got much choices in that regard. Oh, Lord. And that means we're going to at least have... Okay, so assuming escape room, novel, escape room. Novel. Just a bunch more novels. All right, fine. Well, let's just deal with this one step at a time. A tunnel. It goes all the way across the ship. I'd say this is probably here to move coal from place to place. It probably comes from over there. And over there has to solve its own problems. And then the belt carries it down the tunnel and out here. So if the conveyor belt was moving, yes, the coal would almost certainly come out here. I see. Yes. It's a square hole. Nothing in here. Look at the back wall there. I can see 3 small slots. Terminals for some sort of connector, perhaps. You mean you think we're supposed to plug something in here? Yeah, probably. Perhaps. Perhaps. Look at that button. It's glowing orange, right? That's gotta mean something. I guess pressing it is the best way to find out if it does anything, Santa. Huh, nothing. Probably needs some thingamadoos to slide all up into that thingamadow, you dig? I think it does. All right, let's see here. There's a barrel under the stairs. Sweet! Unfortunately, it's empty. Oh, well, that's not so sweet. There's a bunch of wooden boxes over there by the wall. I already looked through those. There's nothing there. All right, this gear is rusty, but it looks like it's still pretty sturdy. A golden gear. It doesn't look like it was always golden like this. Well, then I imagine it was prepared especially for this game. Then that means we probably need it for reasons. Looks like there's a door over there in this tunnel. The belt over there must deliver the coal, which is then picked up and thrown into this door. The door appears to be welded shut, however. I see. All right, so that's a golden wheel. A huge bronze gear. This has to be important. And they're rusty, but they're doing their thing. They're doing their best. Oh, and bronze, silver, and gold. I see. Think it's made of pure silver? No way. Silver's way too soft to use for a gear. Yeah, well, so is gold. It's gotta be steel or iron gear that's been coated with silver. Shouldn't have called it a silver gear then. Shouldn't have gotten your hopes up. Were you thinking you'd haul this thing back? Nah, but I think 7 could probably carry it, don't you? Yeah, sure. Anyway, zooming on ahead just a little bit. There's a pair of wooden boxes here. There's nothing in them. Ah, cool, a pulley system that means nothing. Look, Ace, it's some kind of snowman secret meeting. What? Those are just bags full of sand. Use them as counterweight when you're lifting something with a pulley system. Man, you're too serious. Get serious. Right? Man, this thing is huge. Guess a ship this big needs something like that to power it. True, but I doubt a single boiler of this size could actually move a ship like this at any reasonable speed. You need at least 4 of these. I guess you know a lot about boats, huh? Well, not really. It's just common sense, you know? Not really. There are a number of these little windows inside this thing. I think you're supposed to put coal in through these, but they're welded shut. I don't think we can get these open. All right. And there's the golden, there's the bronze. Massive furnace for this boiler. Door built into near the bottom where you can put coal in. I see. Well, this isn't good. The 3 sliders on the left are down, but this one is up. There are a number of lines engraved in these. I suspect we are meant to do something rather specific with them. Junpei, why don't you move that slider down? Well, there's no harm in trying, I suppose. Nothing. Nothing happened. Maybe it needs to be prepared somehow. You're saying if we did something somewhere else, it'd respond somehow? I suppose that's one way of putting it. Alrighty. The back side of the catwalk and the pipe. Alright, just gonna keep on going upsidasium here. One of the doors on the furnace. There's an A on it. Circular wheel in the center of the door, and everybody loves wheels. Alright, let's give that sucker a twist. Oh, well, it's noisy, but it opens. And it's totally pitch black in there. We should, go in there. Alright, let's go. And then we did. This looks just like the door we went into. Where are we? It must be on the other side, yes? Which would put us directly above the conveyor belt. At any rate, we should keep moving. There's a great deal we've yet to investigate. Ah, lordy-loo, lordy. Alright, whole bunch of boxes. Can't get through. Alright then, it's the catwalk. I can see some scaffolding on the wall over there. On the catwalk, yeah. On the catwalk. Alright. Well, anyway, looks like that's the pipe. Looks like the bottom connects to the conveyor belt housing. Then coal must come out of this pipe onto the conveyor belt. That seems like a decent enough idea. In other words, there must be a great deal of coal in that pipe. And a bunch of boxes. There are a number of boxes on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. I don't think we can go over there. Alright, hello, B-door. Now I am over here. The supports and braces of the side of the ship. It's not a ladder. Alright, but I wasn't asking it to be a ladder. Alright, let's give this wheel a spin. Well, that's weird. I don't feel any resistance. Gah! Ah, nuts. Now I have wheel. Alright, well. Good job, genius. You broke it. I didn't break it. It broke all by itself. Get out of here with all that mess. Alright, so I guess that's it. Hand-operated winch. The wheel it once had is now in my hand. Let's see if I can get it back on. There's a couple of posts on the back of it that looks like it fit into holes under the winch. And no good. Those little shafts are too small for this big hole. And it's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, to be honest. If that weird metaphor. If that's the case, then that wheel wasn't originally a part of this winch. Then that means it's some kind of puzzle. Some kind of puzzle. Anyway, the catwalk. Yeah, it's the catwalk. Alright, going through the B, then I'll go through the C. And now I'm over here, gonna put it in the thing. The hand-operated winch. There's no wheel to turn. Oh yeah, I've got a wheel I pulled off the other winch. Let's see if it fits. Holy hell, it did! Wow, convenient I went through the one that I did before I went through this one. It's perfect fit. Alright, like they were made for each other. A shaky doll. Good, should be able to turn this one. Good work, Junpei. We should be able to haul up the wooden box now. You see, the wooden box? It's under the catwalk, can you see it? It's hanging from the rope on the winch, isn't it? Looks like there's some sort of device in the box. I don't really know what it is. At any rate, you might as well turn the wheel now. Counting on you. Alright, turning the wheel. What's this? What happened? The wheel only turns to the left. Only turns to the left. That means we can't reel up that rope. Yeah, we can only let the rope down. Interesting. I don't think that will be a problem. It will simply need to go downstairs after letting the wooden box down. I'll be counting on you, Junpei. Sure thing, no sweat. As long as the box is going down, I guess.
I believe the box has reached the floor.
Hoo-ah! Yeah. He stuck his head out over the side of the catwalk and looked down. The box that had only recently hung just below the catwalk had now sat on the floor. It had come to rest near the end of the tunnel that covered the conveyor belt.
Down over by there.
Junpei could still see her, still leaning against the walls if she barely had the strength to sit up. Even from so far away, it was not difficult to see that she had not improved. He almost thought he could see her heat rising from her body.
She doesn't seem to be improving.
Ace's expression was inscrutable, but he'd said what they had all been thinking.
Well, of course not. She's not going to just get better right away, you know. It'll take time.
She got better the first time. He tried desperately to convince himself that what he said was true.
What could be causing this, I wonder? Illness, perhaps?
Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion.
Santa's response was confident and certain.
She gets dropped into some weird-ass ship, forced to play some messed-up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out just like her, you know?
I mean, you're not wrong.
So you're saying we're abnormal?
That is not even remotely in question.
Yeah. We're just running around this room, solving all these puzzles like it's just business as usual.
I'm very glad that somebody brought it up.
How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs.
Santa snorted in disgust. A guinea pig killed his uncle.
A guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment? Is that what you're saying?
Dunno. But it does seem like a possibility, you know?
I mean, at this point, anything seems possible. They stood there for a few more minutes, no one speaking, until Santa turned and walked away from the winch. Junpei and Ace followed him.